There is a narrator in your mind that never sleeps. It replays your awkward conversations from 2018, predicts next week's failures, and constructs the entire story of who you are. For years, scientists dismissed this brain activity as mere background noise, or the neural equivalent of an idling car engine. But they were wrong. This system is the default mode network, and understanding it is the only way to finally control that voice in your head. When you stop focusing on the outside world, your brain doesn't actually rest. Instead, it lights up a specific circuit connecting the medial prefrontal cortex to the posterior cingulate. This is the default mode network, or DMN. It functions as your brain's time machine, pulling you out of the present moment to reconstruct the past or simulate the future. This is where your creativity lives, but it is also the home of your ego. Every time you think about what others think of you or worry about your reputation, the DMN is firing. It consumes a massive 20% of your body's energy, even when you are sitting perfectly still, doing absolutely nothing. The DMN suffers from a negative bias. It builds your identity, but an overactive DMN is directly linked to depression, anxiety, and obsessive rumination. It loops failures and invents catastrophes. A landmark Harvard study found that people spend 47% of their waking hours with their minds wandering, and those wandering minds were consistently less happy. The misconception is that you need to destroy this network to find peace, but you simply need to balance it. The DMN is not the enemy, but it makes for a terrible master. If you cannot switch it off, you are not living in reality, but trapped in a simulation of your own fears. Your brain operates on a seesaw, with the DMN on one side and the task-positive network, or TPN, on the other. They are anti-correlated, meaning when one goes up, the other must come down. You cannot ruminate and focus deeply at the same time. This is why distraction works. Intense sensory focus, like counting your breath, solving a complex puzzle, or feeling the cold water of a shower, forces the TPN to activate and mechanically cuts power to the DMN. Meditation isn't magic, but simply the practice of manually flipping this switch. By anchoring your attention to present sensations, you starve the narrator of the energy it needs to speak. The goal isn't a silent mind, but a controlled one. We need the default mode network to imagine the future, but we need the ability to return to the present just as much. Master that switch to reclaim your peace. If you want to understand more about how the hidden wiring of your brain shapes your reality, make sure to subscribe.